It's part 2 of the Fiesta. Let's get into it. So, since the last video, there have been a few things that have happened. I've took the car for a decent test drive and found more problems. Problem number 1, I tried to put the heater on setting number 1. It didn't work. Then I tried 2 and 3. They didn't work either. So I put the heating on number 4 and it worked, which tells me straight away that the heater resistor has failed. So that was problem number 1. Ordered one of them, not a problem. Second problem, bit more sort of serious MOT wise, the driver's seat wouldn't adjust. The backrest just wouldn't go back, and when I was pushing against the seat, sort of the edge of the seat was like it on one side wasn't attached. That's what it felt like. So I had to buy a seat. Nobody would sell just a driver's seat for one of these cars because they want to just sell a full set of seats, which is understandable. So I've had to buy a full set of seats just for the driver's seat, which is fine, but now I'm left with some seats that I'm never going to use, so I need to put them for sale on Facebook. Anyway, we'll gloss over that because what we've got now is a whole table full of stuff to fit today. So we've got the replacement seat to go in. I have already taken the seats out of the car. A couple of other bits that I've done whilst I have been away as well. Set of wiper blades fitted, so it's got some new wiper blades, and on the rear, the parcel shelf that it was missing, got that on, shoved it in, a couple of trim clips just to hold the string on, good to go. Sourced an exhaust off eBay, so it'll now have the correct exhaust. I'll be getting into that probably in the next video, might try and put it in this one, we'll see how I get on. Suspension wishbones, anti-roll bar links, and track rod ends and wheel bearings, so that's all the suspension stuff. I'm still waiting on the brakes so I can do the discs and pads, and I'm still waiting on the tyres, so can't do a huge amount yet, and I don't want to really start pulling things apart just doing the wishbones when I have to pull the wheels off 2 or 3 times. I'd rather just pull the wheels off like once or twice, once to fit the new nuts, once to do all the work, then I can leave and forget about them. So there's that. I've also got on the table now full set of replacement solid wheel nuts. No chrome caps on these, so they're not going to fail. Really nice new set of number plates. The ones that were on the car were faded. And the buyer of this car, his kids are fans of the channel, and I mean, come on. He bought these and they are awesome. I really, really appreciate it. That's mega. So I'll be able to see this car driving about. This car's going to be going to Germany next, so it'll be quite cool to see or to know that this car's in Germany with my channel name all over Europe. That's pretty mega. So that's really cool. He bought this, which was, it's like an Apple CarPlay head unit display screen, so we'll try and do that today. That'll be cool to do. Also got a set of wind deflectors fitted. That was something else that he wanted on the car. I've already taken the spark plugs out, the old ones, and we've got the new ones here. You can see sort of what the old ones are, you know, we already knew how bad they were. So I'm going to start with getting them in, get the service done, we'll get this fitted, get the number plates on, and then we'll get the screen on and give the interior a bit of a once over. Not as bad as the Focus, but I am still going to give it a carpet clean and a vacuum. So today is all about superficial fixes. They're not going to be like full-on mechanical fixes. It's just getting some of the jobs done that are going to make this car better overall. We're not really fixing anything today. We're giving it a service. We're fitting a few little sort of nifty upgrades and just making the car better. That's the aim of today. Then part 3 is going to be the main mechanical effort on this car, getting all the suspension done, getting the brakes done, getting the tyres fitted, and then it should hopefully be ready for MOT. Like I say, I am still waiting on some parts, along with the bits that I mentioned before, the tyres and so on, and the brakes. I'm also waiting on a coil pack and HT leads. Hopefully they should arrive tomorrow. I want to get part 3 filmed tomorrow, really, if I can. And then this weekend will be MOT. I want to try and get the MOT booked tomorrow as well, ideally for sort of Saturday, Friday or Saturday, so give myself a bit of a deadline to get this car done. But a lot of that's going to be dependent on parts arriving and so on. So let's get into it. You'll notice I've not got my merch t-shirt on today, and that's because I don't want to get any of them too dirty. I want to get a black one made up so that I can roll around in the gunk underneath cars and not get my nice ones too dirty. Also going to get some more made up as well for sort of future reference, maybe like 10 of each, if anyone's interested, and giveaways and so on, which I'd like to do hopefully when we hit 200 subscribers, because it's looking somewhat likely now. My last shorts video did over 25,000 views, which is insane. And that's on YouTube. Like, to get a YouTube short video up to 25,000, I think that's awesome. So yeah, happy with that. Anyway, let's get these spark plugs fitted. So they're a set 4 NGK plugs, same as what came out of the car. I'm going to use my trick for fitting these, which is to pop off a HT lead, because you shouldn't have to do this trick if you've got decent tools, except mine's missing the little rubber insert which holds the spark plug in the socket. So what you do, shove the spark plug in the end of the HT lead, and then you can lower it into the hole safely and start the threads without any risk of dropping it in the hole like a lot of people do and bending the tip of the spark plug. Once it's started, repeat the process. Do not be afraid to service your own car. It's easy on most cars. Some cars are actually a pain to service, but little cars like these Fiestas, super easy to service and maintain. Don't be scared of it. Don't waste your money going to the dealer to have your car serviced if it's out of its warranty period or whatever. Just do it yourself. If you're planning on keeping the car, do it yourself. A couple of YouTube tutorials, bit of confidence, goes a long way in terms of saving money. The money I've saved doing this, I can now buy food. Food makes me happy. This doesn't make me happy, this makes me frustrated. But food makes me happy, so I can do frustration and then do happiness because I've saved money. Right, let's do the air filter, and then we'll get the car run up, get it nice and warm so I can drop the oil whilst the engine oil is hot. And whilst that's draining, I'll probably do the cabin filter and the heater resistor at the same time, just because they're in the same sort of area, I might as well. But a really easy job, literally just 4 screws hold the air filter up. So I'm just quickly whipping out these last couple of air filter screws so I can lift the cover off. Nice and easy, lift that up. Obviously we saw the one in there already that was pretty good, but we've got a nice new one to go on as part of the service kit. So why would we not do that? Cool, so we're inside the car, it's warming up. You'll notice obviously I've not got the seats in, which means the airbag and the seat belts aren't connected, so it has put an airbag light on. It's not a drama, it's to be expected. I can clear that with the code reader, but if you ever pull the seats out of your car, disconnect the battery first, and definitely don't start the engine, because once your airbag warning light's on, you need a decent code reader to get that off. A lot of cheap code readers won't touch airbags or ABS, so just think about that. But now I can show you the heater. And that's the fans come on outside because that's put the aircon on. But dead up until setting number 4. So the quickest way to test that is to access inside here. Now, what there is inside here is a grey plug. That grey plug with the 4 wires goes onto the heater resistor, and you can just pull that off once you pull this plastic trim cover off. Once that's hanging down, you can then grab your replacement and you can connect it leave it dangling, and we will test the heater. There we go, set number 2, 3 and 4, and off. So now that we know that works, it's held on with 2 little screws. We'll get them out, put that in the hole. That is done, good to go. So that's the old one removed. It's looking a little bit sorry for itself, a little bit rusty. Can't tell if it's the original. I can't see a Ford Motor Company on it, but then it's probably not a Ford Motor Company part. It's probably like a Vallejo part or something. But anyway, let's get the new one in. New one just pushes in and we put the screws back. Cool, so that's the heater done. Working well. Swap over to the other side, we'll get this cabin filter fitted, and then yeah, the engine should be nice and warm. We'll get that switched off, oil drained, oil filter done. We're getting there, we're making progress. It's good. So the cabin filter, annoyingly, is on the other side. So we'll pull this trim off with this little sort of Phillips screw trim clip thing. Exposing where the cabin filter lives. So we've got some Torx bits which I've not got access to. I think we may have cured the misfire. It might have just been the plugs. Good! I have ordered HT leads and the coil pack, which I will fit, but somewhat pointlessly. And I only ordered them because there's been a bit of a delay with parts and ordering stuff, and I didn't want to obviously just change the plugs and then be like, oh, needs a coil pack, or oh, needs leads. I thought I'll just order everything. Seems like a bit of a waste of money now, but oh well, at least it'll have new leads on there. Anyway. Nice, that doesn't look too bad. You can still see through it. Only slight debris in it. That's a pretty good cabin filter actually. No complaints about that at all. But we'll get it changed out because we've got a new one. So it has been recently serviced, this car, I think. These have arrows on telling you which way to fit them or which way the airflow is. So you can't go too wrong. The airflow is generally from the front of the car through the filter. So that's the way we'll get it fitted. Shoves in like that. Nice, so that's the cabin filter done. The engine's nice and warm. Let's get the engine all dropped. No misfire. Ooh. Get that stand under. Always use axle stands whenever you're jacking the car up. I'm bad for it. even when I've used jacks that sink and I've used jacks that are ancient, I still don't put axle stands under, and you should. Every single time you jack a car up. Sometimes I do if it's something big or heavy, or if I'm doing a job underneath that's going to be for a long time. I'm bad for not doing it with like servicing and stuff. I'll just throw the jack under, get it draining, because it's only going to be sort of 5-10 minutes. But obviously the seal could fail at any time. It could fail in a year, or it could fail in the space of 5 seconds. So yeah, don't trust your life to rubber seals on a jack. Trust your life on something mechanical that can't fail. Yeah, just thought I'd put that out there. I'm really bad for it. Don't be like me. Be better. Right, now that's on axle stand, let's get underneath. Let's get some things draining. I can't talk today. I just keep slurring my words. It's like I'm drunk. So let's draining. Let's make sure that we drain all the oil out of it. I just can't do words. I have been defeated by speaking. Oil filter. I like these old filters as well. They're old school screw-on filters. Can't beat that. Proper. Nice. So, let's see what size the drain plug is. I can't remember if it's 13 or 17. I also can't remember if these are steel sump or an aluminium. They're aluminium and it's a 13mm. Nice. And you can see the filter's pretty much brand new on this thing. Ooh, is it hand tight? Is one of my questions. Are we feeling lucky? Oh, it is. Oh. Oh, you have no idea how good it feels when you can unscrew a filter by hand. Nice. Right, let's get it all draining. I think I must have said that about 10 times now. Cool, so I've lubricated the seal of the new oil filter with some engine oil. I'm just going to screw it on now, and it's hand tight, and then a bit. You don't need to go any more, you don't need to go crazy with them. So I'll let that finish draining, get the plug back in, and then fill it up with some fresh engine oil. Service finished. Cool, so all the engine oil's draining. I thought I might as well put it down and get the number plates swapped out. So we'll get these ones unscrewed. They were held in with wood screws. If it works, it works. I'm not knocking it. It's better than not having them. They don't need to be that long. I've never seen number plates fade like that though. Like the actual plastic itself has faded. Thought maybe somebody left the protective film on or something, but I've just never known number plates fade like that. Huh. We don't need that anymore. So I'm just going to give behind where the number plate's going to mount a bit of a clean. It never gets cleaned otherwise, so now's as good a time as any. Now, these are awesome. He did this completely free of charge. He didn't have to do this at all. Like, I am so unbelievably excited though. From something that I had a bit of an idea of wanting to do and a thought, and now it's like that whole thought and idea is now being put on somebody's car, and there's got 20-odd thousand people looking at it. And that was just an idea, because people always say, oh, you're the one with those rusty cars, aren't you? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I just want to take this moment to say, if you're watching this and you're enjoying it by chance, then please take a moment to like and subscribe. It really means a lot. I think that looks awesome. I am a little bit biased, obviously. But yeah, no, I think that looks really good. Really smartens up the front of the car. Really smartens it up. Happy with that. So I'll do the same on the rear. And yeah, we'll finish off the oil change and then we'll get these wheel nuts fitted. Of course, that's sump plug back on, car back down. I've finished off both the number plates, get it filled with oil, and then I'm going to do the wheel nuts. Oh, this has got a stupid lid. It's like trying to drink a big Lucozade or a Powerade. I couldn't find a funnel, so I've had to clean out a jug. Just frustrating, because it's only a 2-litre jug, and I'm sure this engine takes like 3.5, 4 litres. It's good, this is what I should be doing. I should be measuring it as I put it in. But I don't. Unless it's a car that doesn't have a manual dipstick. I usually don't bother measuring it. What is it with me and words today? So I'm going to get the rest of the engine all topped up, and then we'll give the level a check and send it. It's bang on the full mark. No, I did that, you can't see it. But it is, take my word for it. So now when I run it, it'll probably drop down to about half, because the oil filter takes a capacity of oil. So I'll fire it up, run it up, leave it running for a few seconds, a minute or so, and then we'll switch it off and we'll recheck the oil level, fill it up to just over half, and she's good to go. Okay, so the next job I'm going to tackle is these wheel nuts. Now, they're in really bad nick, and you'll need a multitude of sockets to get these off. Ideally all 6-sided, because 12-sided will just chew them up. You need the correct size, which is a 19 for the ones that aren't knackered. You need a 20 for the ones that are really knackered and swelled, and 20 fits. And then you need an 18, because the size of the steel bolt underneath the cover happens to be 18mm. I've got 17 because I'm a moron, so I'll put that back. You're going to need a hammer. Can you imagine getting a flat tire and having to do this on the side of the road? Awful. And you can see just how bad these are. I mean, somebody's obviously tried to get the cap off on this one and failed, and you can see they've just worn, and the rust underneath is what causes them to be like this. And see, they're loose. Rubbish. Less rubbish. Yes, I'm getting these tightened up with the breaker bar now. Once the car's completed and the brakes and the suspension are done, I do go back with the torque wrench and torque them, I promise. That isn't a fight you want to be having on the side of the road, especially if you're using the supplied breaker bar. You're just never going to get them off. Such a poor design. Ford in recent years really have come up with some awful designs. I mean, these are quite an old design, really. But these wheel nuts, they're wet belt, and they're plastic sumps, which actually really haven't had any sort of major failures as far as I'm aware, and Audi are doing the same. But yeah, the wet belt 1 litre EcoBoost engines and these wheel nuts are two of Ford's worst ever designs. Anyway, that's one done. I'll do the rest of them and then onto the stereo, I think. Progress, I like it. Right, next job on the Fiesta is fitting this nice Apple CarPlay head unit screen thing. This may look like a bit of a mess, and that's because it is. So he didn't like the idea of having the supplied reverse camera sort of screwed on or clipped onto the number plate or anything like that, which is fine, fair enough. So we've got this boot release reverse camera, which is quite smart. So we're going to get that fitted, run all the cables along the boot lid, along the roof, and then down dashboard and to the front. So that's one job. We've then got the head unit top cover piece, which covers up and replaces the display unit on the car that's fitted currently. So we're going to have to get all that off, get the original head unit out, and then offer this up with all of the wiring. So let's just get straight into it. I'm going to start inside the car. And what we're going to do first is get this off, which should just come up with a trim clip tool and sort of pop up. Disconnect the display connector at the back. That will then leave me with some screws along here, which is what secures the head unit to the car. I should then be able to sort of lift up and release this, because the head unit is going to sit here. So let's try and see how many things we can break. Try that again. So I'll pop this out the way just to give me a bit more sort of access, and I can see if there's any other fixings, which I don't think there are. I think it should just be these at the top, these for the screen, and then we're good to go. This is the beginning of quite a tedious job, I'll be honest. Got like one of these little sort of flip over clips that pushes it in and pulls it out at the same time. So flip that round, that's the display off. Now I guess this just pulls forward. Okay. And there's an electrical connection on the back of this. And that's stereo out. Nice. Just put that to one side. Now we're left with the stereo head unit. Should just pull forward. And there are various connectors on the back of this. Again, all need to come out. So we've got this one, this one. They're all different sizes, you can't really mess them up. Cool, so that's that disconnected. That's the CD player. So that's everything ready to go. Cool, so I'd say that we're about halfway there. Just plugging these in where they belong. So we've got this bunch of wires which goes into the black connector. That's sort of your main head unit wiring. And I've got these auxiliary wires which are going to do the reverse light and sort of any other accessories. They're going to go into here. And these are all sort of, I'd class these as accessory ports. And then this is your main head unit, sort of power supply port. So I'm just plugging in this little protocol box. The hazard's working. What I need to do, however, is just feed this wire behind the back. I guess it's already in its home, isn't it? Let's go that one. Back. Yeah, that's pretty quick as well, to be fair. Google Maps. Volume. Yeah, that's decent. Right, so I'm going to swap these vents around, and the next job is going to be fitting the reverse camera to the boot lid and then feeding the cable all along the roof down into the dash. Cool, so what I've done, I've got all the wires routed so that they come over this sort of bar at the top. So I've also got the vents fitted into the unit now. Whoa. They clip out from the sides, and there's two T20 Torx bits holding them in. So now I'm pretty much, I think, ready to actually fully fit this for the final time. So that's what we're going to have a go at doing now. Okay, I'm going to be honest, this was a bit of a pain in the arse. I've wired up the reverse lights so that they come on, the reverse camera, sorry, so that it comes on when the reverse light comes on. Except this doesn't work. Well, it does, but it's doing something weird. It's displaying it like 3 times or 6 times on the screen in like a grayscale, and you can't really see out of it. Plug the original one straight back in, works perfectly, no dramas at all. So I think it's a formatting issue with this camera not working with the display. Now, it says in the instructions, when the screen shows the black and white image, which it does, that is the black and white image I'm getting, that's the image I want. Please change the monitor system format setting, NTSC or PAL. And then if not, please check the 6-meter video cable. I have tested the 6-meter cable by plugging in the other camera. It obviously works. So it can't be that. Now, it doesn't say anything else about how to do that. It seems to show it almost on an older system. So the reverse camera isn't for this screen. It's just a generic one bought off Amazon. So it must just have the wrong format. And it does show here what system it's for. Does the screen manual say what format it is? Because when I've gone into all the settings, it doesn't tell me what the format is, which is frustrating. And I've lost the instructions. Oh, they're on the dashboard. So, Android Car Media Player YMT. I need information. PAL, NTSC or PAL. This video link. DAB plus USB amplifier. parameters processor. See, this just says what it supports and what it doesn't support. It doesn't actually tell you what it's operating at. Rear camera standard, AHD 720 or CVBS. None of that is mentioned on here. This has got PAL or NTSC as the only options. I'm too thick to deal with all this, I don't understand. AHD CVBS. Image sensor. AHD CVBS, isn't that what that just said? AHD CVBS. That's the signal system. And oh, signal system. So the image sensor is the same. Signal system. See, this doesn't tell me the signal system. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, it really doesn't tell me any of that, and I'm not too sure. Let's go back into the settings. So I've got the correct camera plugged in at the moment. I'll show you what I mean. So I'll put it into reverse. And it comes up, and that's obviously the sort of display you want. It's the full display. So now I'm just having a bit of a scroll through some of the settings, just seeing if I can find anything that would maybe point towards what the issue could be, or maybe a way that I can edit the formatting of the head unit to match the camera. But I can't see anything, I can't find anything. So what I eventually end up doing is disconnecting the camera and leaving the wires in the boot, so that if he wants to get the correct camera that will work with this, he can then do that at a later date. All he has to do is plug and play and mount the replacement camera wherever he wants it, be that the same one that the car is, that the head unit is supplied with, or another aftermarket one. So now I'm just going to get this fitted finally for like the last time, get all the wires plugged in, get it clipped into the dashboard, and get it lined up as best I can. These Chinese stereos, the housings don't generally line up great, so I'll do my best. It's connecting to CarPlay. Apologies for this video taking quite a bit longer than I think even I was expecting it to. There was quite a bit to get through, but there will be one more video, a part 3, closing this Fiesta saga once and for all. The car's going to be collected and it goes to its new owner. Really appreciate every single one of you for watching, and especially if you got this far. So please like and subscribe if you got to this stage, and I'll see you in the next one.